Today I'm going to show you how to replace a bulb inside the heated seat switch in a 2007 Honda Accord. This will work for pretty much any 7th generation Accord that has heated seats. It's very easy. We're going to be replacing the main switch here on the passenger side switch because it burned out. I replaced the one here on the driver's side a few weeks ago, and then shortly after I replaced this one burnt out. So we're going to replace this one today, and I'm going to show you how. Really easy. This is the bulb itself right here. It's easiest to get from your Honda dealer, and that's what it looks like right there. If it'll focus. Really small. And then I'm also using. You'll need a flathead and a Phillips screwdriver to take apart the little trim piece of the console. I do have one of these plastic trim remover tools, but you don't have to have one of these. I'm just using this to be safe. And then if you have the manual transmission, you also need a wrench. So this is what it currently looks like at night with the headlights on. This is the driver's side switch right here, and then the passenger side switch, as you can see over here, is not lit up. The high and low switch lights still work, but it's just the main switch that turns on with the headlights is not working. And right now we're looking on the left side of the dashboard at the power sunroof switch and the VSA switch. And these bulbs in these switches are the same exact style as what are in the heated seat switch, and I actually replaced these bulbs a couple months ago. So if you're having issues with the bulbs in these switches as well, it's basically the same idea to replace them as the heated seat switches. We can get started. The first thing we're going to do is remove the shift knob. So in this case, I have an aftermarket shift knob that came with an oversized jam nut. So I think the OEM setup, you need a 14 millimeter, but I'm using a 17 millimeter. So you just turn the nut clockwise and simultaneously loosen the knob until it comes off or falls, and then take the nut off the lever here. And the reason we're doing this is because this boot can't clear the knob or the nut, so that's why you have to do it with the manual. With the automatic, you don't have to do this. So next step is I'm going to open these two little compartments here, and we're going to remove this little piece of the console here, this piece of trim. So we start pulling up on the top here, and then I get a little help here from the tool. It's just held in with clips, no screws or anything, so it just pops in and pops off. So there we go, reveals the transmission. Next thing I'm going to do is unplug the electrical connections for the heated seats. So there's one, and here's the other. There we go. So this is just the center part of the console that houses the shifter and the heated seat switches. So here's a closer look at what's going on under the console here, under the surface. Here's the wiring that we just unplugged, and then these are the points at which this piece clips in. So you can see on the bottom corners there and in the middle. And then these are the heated seat switches. And then these green and blue looking things are actually the bulbs. The green ones are the ones that light up when you push the switch to indicate that you have it on. And then the blue one is the one that we're replacing. That's just the main light that comes on when you turn on the headlights so you can see at night. So to make matters a little bit more challenging, we actually have to remove this entire switch just to get to this bulb right here, because it doesn't clear this little piece of whatever that is, felt. So it's just held in by these two screws here, and you just use a Phillips screwdriver and the switch will slide right out. So again, here's the passenger side heated seat switch. We're going to go ahead and remove it. So we take a Phillips screwdriver and just unscrew here and here. Hopefully the screw will clear that little piece, and it looks like it is. And there it goes, and then the switch just slides out like so. So now we have the switch removed. Here's the top of it. So just a closer look, these green bulbs are the ones that light up here when you turn the switch on, high or low, but we're replacing this one that's blue. So to do that, to remove the old one that's not working, you take your flathead screwdriver and stick it right there and turn it about almost 90 degrees counterclockwise. And then you might need a pair of pliers or something, but it should just come right out. There we go. So here's the old bulb right here. It's very, very small, so don't lose your new one. So I'm going to take out the new one out of the package. And let's see here. You just put it in the same way that you took the old one out. So something like this, and then we take our flathead screwdriver and just turn it back to where it was before. Again, about a little less than 90 degrees clockwise. So again, that's what it looks like. It looks exactly the same, but theoretically this bulb should work. We'll test that out in a bit. So now we just do everything in the reverse order. Oops, this goes in this way. So we reassemble the switch into the console piece here. So we get our screws and our Phillips screwdriver and reinstall them. And there's one. And I'm going to take advantage of the magnet here on the screwdriver. And two. And that's all the way back in. That's working the way it should. So next we'll plug the heated seat wiring back into the switch here, both of them. Okay, and then we reinstall this part of the console. It just goes in with the clip, so I just snap it on from the bottom, go up the sides, and up to the top. Finally, we reinstall the shift knob. So we take our jam nut and put it on the lever here. Put it most of the way down, and then screw the knob onto the end here and align it so that it's almost straight, and then tighten the jam nut with our wrench by turning it counterclockwise so that it tightens against the knob, and we're done. And the last thing to do is to check our work and make sure that the bulb is working correctly. And it is. That's on, that's off. I know it's hard to see in daylight, but there's some simulated shade. And with it off. So I think everything is working. Here we are at night. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the headlights. And our problem is resolved. Very easy fix.